welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar, on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Good morning, WKRA 92.7 The Change. Good morning. You're listening to DJ Kitty with Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I'm here with my co-host, Miss Morningstar. Happy Monday. Happy St. Patty's Day for all of you who celebrate. It is March 17th. Good morning. Good morning, Miss Morningstar.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Yes, happy St. Patty's Day. Hope everybody is up, had their breakfast or have their coffee, and is ready to bust out this week.
Exactly. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful week. It looks really pretty as far as
Amazing.
weather is concerned. Yeah.
Good.
And we are hoping for a magnificent week, irregardless to everything that's going on. I pray for a good week from everybody that hears my voice out there in Radio Land. Good morning, Holly Springs,
Absolutely.
Mississippi, and Memphis, Tennessee, and all of you out there that are tuned in. Happy Monday. So we always start our Mondays pretty simple with a what do we call it? We call it the affirmations, and we get our affirmations from our affirmation queen, and that is Miss Morningstar. Go ahead, Miss Morningstar. What do you have for us this morning?
Yes, ma'am. Here to service. So of course, today being that it is Health Awareness Day, we always want to pay attention to our health and our wellness. So I wanted to go with the affirmation about health and healing. And it's actually from a post of 120, but I'm only going to do 10 first. And I figure we can kind of work our way down the list throughout different episodes. So the number one in affirmation for health and healing. Number one, the body is healing and becoming stronger every day. Number two, I am grateful for my health, body, and mind. Number three, my body is a miracle that constantly heals itself. Number four, I trust my body's ability to heal itself. Number five, I am surrounding my positive energy that promotes healing. Number six, my body is a temple and I treat it with love and care. Number seven, I'm at peace with my body and it responds with good health. Number eight, I'm grateful for all the blessings that support my health and well being. Number nine, my body is full of vitality and energy. I always mess that word up. And number 10, I am filled with gratitude for the gift of good health. So, in essence, guys, using these positive affirmations consistently and repetitively, you're guiding your mind to focus on health instead of illness, balance instead of imbalance, acceptance and allowance instead of confusion and resistance. So just be mindful of what you tell yourself that you can do. If you're going on a clean, healthy journey, just tell yourself you can do it because the mind is powerful.
Absolutely. They always say speak it into existence, so you tell your mind, and once it leaves from your mind and it leaves your lips, you've
Mm-hmm.
spoken it out into the universe. So you actually have to really understand that what you're speaking, you want to speak health, you want to speak happiness over your life. So, as we age, yes, we may, run into quirks and pains and all that. but our body is truly listening. So I keep telling myself that I'm 125 pounds. Now I want that to happen. I don't
I
know, maybe
think that's a
135.
little bit going too far with the kitty,
I'm
but that's just my
speaking
opinion. That's just
I'm
my opinion.
speaking it into existence.
Once
135.
25, you gonna be we gonna be trying to catch you with the wind blow, okay?
Okay, 135. Maybe 145. I can live with 145.
Yeah, that 45 sound better for your height.
Okay. For my height. Okay, okay. But again, speak it into existence, And that way maybe I'll say no to the donuts and no to the chocolate cake because I want to receive that 145, 155. You see how the number keeps going up? Let's stay with 145. 145.
I hear you.
Got some work to do, but 30 minutes a day is what they say. Drinking plenty of water, touching grass, and getting some vitamin D from the sun. We thrive off of the sun. So I love those affirmations, and I agree with each one of them. Tell yourself what you need to tell yourself so that you can be right, not only physically, but mentally.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a beautiful day. In Holly Springs, we have a high of 68. That's some good weather. And a low of 47. It's going to be sunny. In Memphis, it's a high of 68. Y'all have about the same weather. A low of 52. Once again, sunny. Now here in Houston, a high of 82 and a low of 62. Once again, sunny. You see how Houston does us? It's only March. And we're already fighting
We
with
in
the
the 80s.
80s
We in the
already.
80s. It's the
It was
80s baby over here.
I'm a 70s baby, so
And I'm an 80s
hot for
baby.
me. And this weekend it was pretty hot. It was
It
in the
was
90s.
nice.
Yeah,
But you know what? There was a breeze. There
there
was a
was a
nice little
breeze,
breeze.
yes.
There was a breeze. And it didn't make it so uncomfortable. So
Yeah, if we
I
could
would
only keep that breeze 24/7, 365. But we're in
it
Houston.
ain't gonna stay.
We're going to enjoy these 80-degree temps while we can.
Yes.
But all in all, it's going to be sunny. Now, I know the East Coast experienced some uh, unpleasant weather from from Florida all the way up to the Carolinas and even to Virginia and to DC. They've had some pretty bad weather, storms and rain, but I believe that it's pretty much clearing out if it hasn't already cleared completely out. So, the weather kind of like it's up and down, but it's clearing its way out. And I'm praying for good healing vibes, beautiful
Mm-hmm.
sun, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
enjoys this magnificent week, including today.
Yes.
So, current events. Do you want to start or do you want me to start?
You can start because
Okay.
I had Friday and it was like we
Yes.
had some fun, so
Did you
but
find out about Oreo?
I'm still trying to find out about my boy Oreo. I don't know. They got
Free
his
my
name
boy
out
Oreo.
here. They didn't tarnish his name. I ain't liking it. Free
I'm
Oreo,
not like,
y'all.
or if you miss Friday,
Memphis, free Oreo. Come
if
on.
you miss Friday's show, go check us out on YouTube and look at Friday's show. Something happened and poor Oreo. Oreo is innocent.
He
Okay?
innocent.
He's
He ain't do
innocent.
it. He ain't do it, y'all.
So I've got a bit some let's start with some news that I really don't like to talk about, but uh, the administration decided to remove scrub information off of the website of people of color, Black people, Hispanic people, and women from the Arlington Cemetery website.
You read my mind. That's one of my stories.
Is I mean, I just don't understand. What do they think that they didn't serve? They served and they deserve all of the accolades, but that's okay. You can remove it. This administration, you can remove what you want to remove. It's very disrespectful, by the way. However, we're going to still talk about it, and we're going to honor our veterans. They had a several rallies this past weekend, and I applaud every veteran that stood up because, they have every right to go and talk. And it was peaceful. It was peaceful, and they went and said their piece. And we will speak with a couple of the vets on tomorrow's show, as a matter of fact. Um, Then the judge blocks Trump's Alien Enemies Act. Y'all, this act was from so long ago and it's irrelevant, and he's trying any and everything to disparage people. But we're going to stand up and stay the course because he's just doing anything. And we see that. Um, and then the next story that I have is that the French deputy, his name is Raphael Glucksmann, he would like the Statue of Liberty back. America, what are we doing? When the French say, give us our Statue of Liberty back, you no longer deserve it. You voted for, not us, not me, voted for someone who disrespects everyone. And they want the Statue of Liberty back. Now, whether they get it back, I doubt it, because, the administration, they're not good on doing what's right. There's so much. The administration also dropped bombs in Yemen. And so that's one story that I'm following. I don't want to speak too soon. We know that it's happened. I don't want to pass judgment. I'm sitting back as a journalist, really trying to understand what this administration is doing, because as far as I knew, that he said he wasn't going to go to war, but everything that he said, he has went back on, or he has done something so detrimental to the country that it's affecting United States citizens, especially federal workers. And the last thing that I'm gonna bring up is David Muir and Deborah Roberts are leaving 2020 after years of service. And I don't know what it's about, but maybe people just want to move forward. So good luck to them. Good luck to them. I've enjoyed watching
a
both
lot
of them.
of changes happening within media, within broadcasting. A lot of broadcasters are seeking to go independent. Not saying that's their mission, but a lot of them are taking on the independent sector now, which is, and it seems to be good. It seems to be working for quite a bit that have. So good luck to them.
Good luck.
I don't know what their journey is, but
and I have enjoyed watching both.
Mm-hmm.
So, CNN has let me down though, because they were very biased during the election cycle, but that's neither here nor there.
Yes.
That's neither here nor there. It's been an interesting 6 weeks.
It has.
It
has. I mean, it seems so much longer, but it has.
Feels like 6 years already.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to get to this 4 years, but we holding on to each other is the best way, is what I can say. Together. Go ahead, sis. What do you have? What do you have for us?
So the one article about the National Arlington Cemetery was one of my articles I had. So you got it. You talked about it. So I picked something else to talk about. Something I thought that was kind of interesting. So a federal judge on Sunday had ordered the Trump administration to respond to allegations that a United States immigration enforcement willfully disobeyed an order halting in the deportation of a Rhode Island doctor. Mm-hmm. Now, this doctor, Dr. Rasha Alloway, who according to court documents, is a citizen of Lebanon, who holds an H-1B visa, and was detained last week upon her arrival to Boston Airport. Now, an order on Friday evening in response to a petition from her cousin, federal judge Leo Sorkin mandated a 48-hour notice before Alloway could be deported. Well, according to sources, they nonetheless placed her on a flight to Paris, where she was detained as of Saturday. So they are now bluntly disobeying court orders, and somebody needs to answer to that. Somebody needs to answer to that, because if you're going to be defiant and you're going to disobey a court order, then you have no moral or morale for the law. Like you are
No regard.
now no regards for the law. For the
Mhm.
law. And therefore you should be immediately detained yourself and placed in incarceration or whatever they need to do. You need
Impeached.
to uh, be in trouble for that. I mean, you were
Impeached.
defiant.
Yeah, it seems to me that no matter what these lawyers are saying, um, and ruling, the administration is doing whatever they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm hearing that, other countries are taking note of that. And because of this, they aren't willing to continue to do business with America. So you're actually not only hurting American citizens, now you're going to start hurting big business.
Yes. And according to this article, still the now that the judge has already said what is going on, he's already issued a filing order to the government to respond by Monday morning to the serious allegations. So this is intentionally a breach of a court order. That's kind of big. I mean,
It is big.
they this is being blatantly done. So I'm gonna keep up on this article to see what happens,
Yeah.
because that's just insane. It's just insane. The other article I came across was kind of like a follow up on the young man Caleb Wilson, who unalived in the
Yeah.
hazing charges. So 3 men have been arrested in that. Isaiah Smith, Kyle Thurman, and Caleb McCrae, in connection with the alleged hazing death of Southern University Caleb Wilson. Um, one of 9 pledgees on that day, who was taken into an off-campus warehouse where fraternity members punched him in the chest while wearing boxing gloves. And according to the article, um, they've all the two, which is Smith and Thurman, they have been charged with criminal hazing. And however, the other young man who was perceived to have given the fatal blow, McCrae, he is being charged with manslaughter,
Mm, mm.
and he could face up to 40 years in prison. Life over.
Yeah,
Um, this is all the way, all around sad.
it
This
is.
whole because number one, you should not have been doing any sort of hazing. Like that is, I'm pretty sure, against all bylaws
Yes.
and rules, of joining the organization. Number two, you're hitting people. You're assaulting people. Something should have clicked in your head to say, this is not right. We shouldn't be assaulting people. And number three, now you have ruined your life.
Yeah.
You've
For,
ruined your education. You have destroyed all of you've destroyed a whole family, your family. And it's just a sad case.
it's a sad situation all the way around.
Yeah.
What makes it so horrific, like I said when we first reported on this, is that we come from people who were brutalized. So instituting that into any type of positive institution, putting that in the forefront of a positive institution
Mm-hmm.
is counterproductive. You
Yeah.
know, that this should have never happened. Our sororities and fraternities need to think about what our legacy, what our ancestors had already gone through and chose not to take this route. There's nothing positive that comes from beating people. It's inhumane. And now 4 lives are ruined. And my heart goes out to that young man who lost his life, and the family and all of the families who are having to deal with this now, because now everyone's there are 4 families that are ruined now.
Yes.
So
So
it's tragic.
it's
Tragic.
disheartening, and they did try to do a cover up, and that's another thing
That's
that's
the worst part.
they tried to change. They changed his clothes and then took him to the hospital after that they noticed he was unresponsive. So you tried to cover it up. You tried to lie. You just made it worse.
You did. You did. And we all know that this society has no leniency for people of color, especially young Black men.
Mm-hmm.
So it's up to the parents and grandparents to instill in our children, this isn't acceptable, and don't go down this route. There are so many young people that are going off to college and are in college right now, and we have to encourage them to make better choices, because this is a choice that has ruined lives.
Yes.
And I would love to say that this is the last time. I just pray that somebody's listening and taking heed and taking a stand and with their brothers and saying no, no more.
Yes.
Someone has to take the lead and say, this is not what we're about. So
Yeah.
maybe our the senior frat brothers can talk to those that are still active and initiating now, to explain to them that this isn't the route that we take, and moving forward, this is not going to be accepted nor tolerated ever again. So
Absolutely.
but my heart goes out to everyone. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 The Change. I'm your host, DJ Kitty. I'm here with my co-host, Mrs. Morningstar. We'll be right back after this message.
Timeless elegance. Redefine class. Welcome to Morningstar Boutique by Tam, where fashion at its finest, fashion that brings out your inner cuteness, and styles that make you go, oh girl, where you get that from? Check me out at www.morningstarboutique.com or at ourplugsllc.com. Can't wait to see you.
Are struggling to keep food on their tables. Highly appreciated. God bless.
Opal May Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skincare in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opal May Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.
Welcome to Nutrition You Design. Finally, your place to really get to the bottom line of your health with our functional nutritionist Gail Thorpe on board. You have a caring practitioner to get to the root cause of your health concerns when all else fails. At Nutrition You Design, we specialize in women's health, anywhere from hormones, fibroids, menopause. We have you covered. With over 200 specialty lab tests, we are like your personal health detective. We offer customized meal plans, genetic testing, stress management, and a host of other offers to really get you healthy. Be sure to book your consultation at nutritionyoudesign.com or give us a call at 877-898-5130. You can also find us at ourplugs.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
And we are back. So today we are talking about health and wellness, and we have our sister Gail Thorpe from Nutrition You Design here. Go ahead and bring her up, Miss Morningstar, and let's welcome Miss Gail Thorpe. Happy Monday. Good morning, Mrs. Thorpe. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you ladies, beautiful ladies, doing?
Doing just fine.
Doing
Just
good.
fine.
Welcome in, Bunny.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, it's been a lot going on.
It is. It's a lot going on, and we have so much to report. That's one thing. We never have a dull moment. There's never a slow news cycle ever, And I would like for it to be slow sometimes. Let's just put it out there. But
Yeah, exactly.
today we are talking with you about sleeping,
Yes.
today's topic is, are you struggling with sleeping, insomnia, uh, and what did you, could it be what you're eating? And I'm listening. That's good. Look at Miss Morningstar. She hurried up and grabbed her tablet. She
She immediately got out her pen and paper. Well, the thing is that what I like to always try to do is to bring whatever you're dealing with right to the forefront, right, and help to give some really great tips on how we can make some natural changes within our bodies. And right through here now, so many people, I hear them say, "I can't sleep. I cannot sleep at nighttime." And it's because so much is going on in the world that a lot of people are not really getting enough sleep. I mean, technically we're supposed to get at least 8 hours of sleep a day, but a lot of us, or most of us, we'd be lucky if we get 4 hours of sleep a day sometimes. Do you guys feel the same way? Are you getting enough sleep?
That's the truth. I have always, no, you know what? I won't say always. I would say in my adult life, it seems like I struggle with getting a full amount of sleep. And I'm not an easy person to just, it's not easy for me to just go to sleep. I have to go through all the regiments of winding down and,
Mm-hmm.
getting comfortable, and I don't just fall asleep right away like a lot of people I know do.
Very true.
So yeah, it's been a struggle.
Yeah. What about you, Katie?
I have no problems with going to sleep. I can sleep with my eyes open. I am so serious. You guys laugh. I am so serious. I have
Oh
no
my
problem.
gosh.
I just, I think I wear myself out all day long. And the minute I hit the pillow, I am out of there. I can go to sleep within 30 seconds of closing my eyes. My husband has a fit because he's just like, and then I noticed that when he's having a problem with going to sleep, he makes a lot of noise to wake me back up because I guess he doesn't want to be up by himself.
Cause
And
he like, what is going on here? How
I
she
can go,
get to sleep?
I can sleep with my eyes open. So I am not one that struggles with going to sleep.
Well,
Now,
that's good.
staying asleep is a different story, but going to sleep, no.
Okay. Do you get up frequently throughout the night?
Yes, because I drink a ton of water.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm up, but run to the restroom, jump back in bed, and I'm back to sleep. I'm tired. I'm tired.
And that's the thing. That's the thing too. Like when we get up several times in the evening, it's like it can disrupt your sleep, and sometimes you can't go back. That's the
That
thing.
that
Yeah,
part, money,
you
yes.
can't go back. So that's the problem. So I want to just kind of go over a few things to help you ladies and also our listeners out there this morning, this beautiful morning actually. And I have my tea with me, so that's always my thing. So we want to definitely make sure that we prioritize our sleep recovery. So we want to make sure that we take short naps, at least 10 to 20 minutes during the day if needed, to avoid long naps that can disrupt our nighttime night sleep. So we want to make sure and go to bed earlier or adjust our schedule to allow for at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Now that is what the goal is, at least 7 to 9 hours. If we have less than that, which most people really do, is really sad to say, but they're really are depriving themselves of full sleep. We want to make sure that we can at least shoot for that goal of 7 to 9 hours because we want our brains and our bodies to rest. We want our cells to be recover itself. That's when everything is going on in our body. So many different chemical changes are happening. We cannot tell that, of course, but we'll know it in the morning when we first get up. Because sometimes if we're not getting that proper rest that we want, when we do get up, then we feel very lethargic. Have you guys ever experienced that where you're feeling tired even after sleeping for a while?
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Yes.
Yeah. It's
And
hard.
so, mhm.
I struggle with getting to bed on time. I wish I could get to bed by 9:30, 10 o'clock every single night. And I see folks in the chat. I'm just gonna put it out there. Our family in the chat. What time do you guys go to bed? What time? So everybody put what time you go to bed. Go ahead, Miss Thorpe. Go ahead, Gail.
Okay, so we want to definitely create what we call a sleep hygiene. So you want to stick to a consistent sleep schedule, kind of what you just said, Kitty, as far as making sure you go exactly a good time every day. And that includes even weekdays because we tend to, because we feel like, okay, it's weekend, we can change from our schedule, but actually when we change from our schedule, that can mess up for the weekend, and so we want to make sure we keep that going. So we want to avoid screens. Please, guys, avoid screens like the phones and the tablets and TVs at least 1 hour before. So if you want to have anything, like if you want to look at something, make sure you have the blue light, so that will help you with the melatonin disrupted, because that's another thing, because nowadays everything is our phones, right? We go to bed with our phones, we wake up with our phones, we eat with our phones, and that constant looking at the screen all the time actually affects our sleeping. So we want to definitely create a sleep hygiene. We want to definitely support sleep naturally. So now what I'm about to say, as far as some supplements that you can take, you want to make sure that you check with your doctor, because if you're under any kind of medication can actually sometimes, when you talk about herbs, it can increase the effectiveness of your pills that you're taking, or it can decrease it. So I'm just putting it out there, but that does not mean I want you to go and take it without seeking your doctor's advice first. So you want to definitely try magnesium, melatonin, or the valerian root, and that helps to promote relaxation. You want to make sure you try to drink some chamomile tea with some warm milk would be great. I know some people may not like the warm milk in their tea, but I actually do. I like it. And it helps to create, I don't know, you feel so much more like at ease, I think. And you want to have that before bed to encourage sleep. You also want to take a look at lavender essential oil. You can do like a warm bath, or you can rub your temples before you go to sleep. So those are some of the good things that I know for me. I love lavender. I love the way it smells, and I usually rub it on my temples at nighttime. I also rub it at the bottom of my feet. Have you guys ever tried that, when you rub it at the bottom of your feet? Because all of your nose endings are in your feet. So when you rub it with the lavender, oh my God, it feels so amazing, and it does. It makes you feel real relaxed and put you right
Heard
to
of
sleep.
that before. Yeah. So you
Yeah.
saying rub the lavender on the bottom of the feet?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think that I can make an essential oil, a formula for you, Miss Morningstar, with lavender in it to
Ooh, you
help you
see how excited
sleep.
I got?
I know she got really excited.
Yeah, let me try that. Let me try that because I'm making oils this evening.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna add lavender to yours. One of them. It's gonna be a smaller one. So let's try that and see if that helps.
Yeah,
Okay.
because what happens is that your nerve endings is
Mm-hmm.
in the bottom, like at the bottom of the feet. So it actually can affect all parts of your body. So when you rub that on your feet, and I can't wait till you guys tell me how that lavender worked for this morning stir. That just it literally the whole body start to feel even more calmer, and you really
Yeah.
do help to evoke that relaxation that you need to go to bed. So I can't wait to see
Mhm.
you guys try that and see what you come back and report to me. So another big thing is, and this is something that we're all under right now, is stress. Whew. So we want to definitely make sure that we practice deep breathing. So meditation, that is something that we can help to unwind us before we go to bed. You want to avoid stimulating activities. So no type of intense exercise or stressful work before bed. Okay. And you want to keep a journal to offload all of your worries that you may have before bedtime. Believe it or not, that actually helps. Sometimes I have my girlfriend. She will sit there. Not only does she have her journal, but she like talks to her journal and say, this is what I was dealing with today, and you'd be surprised that actually helps, because sometimes if we don't have someone to talk to kind of, unload some of our worries, it just stays inside.
That's a good idea.
You know what I mean? It just stays inside. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, you can't sleep because you're so worried about all of the different things that's happened throughout the day, maybe throughout the week, if it's at the end of the week. So you want to make sure and keep that at hand. So now some of the things as far as nutrition, we want to get into a little bit. So you want to make sure you first of all avoid caffeine and alcohol. See, a lot of times people think that if they drink alcohol, that's going to help them. But believe it or not, sometimes it can actually disrupt your sleep, and it can make
really.
Mm-hmm.
So a glass of wine is not really a good idea. A nightcap.
They just call it that. It's not truly a nightcap.
They call it a nightcap, guys.
She's correct not to be a nightcap, right? I mean, everybody's body is different, of course. Sometimes people can take a glass of wine and it can actually help them to sleep. But then some people can actually take it and it actually helps them to stay up. So I think you want to kind of test it out for you to see which one actually works, but definitely no caffeine. You want to make sure you eat a light protein-rich snack, like maybe a banana with almond butter, to avoid nighttime wake-ups too. The other thing you want to do is make sure that you get morning sunlight exposure to help regulate your circadian rhythm. So there are actually lights that can mimic that can also help you to sleep. Yeah, so I mean, it's some really good tips on different things that you can do. But insomnia right now seems to be really popular. And like I said, if you don't have an insomnia where you might have been diagnosed with it, a lot of people are still having problems with just sleeping. It may not be insomnia, it's just worrying and they can't sleep. So the other thing is some of the foods that we can eat to help us. So turkey and chicken. Now that is high in tryptophan, which promotes relaxation. You know how when you have Thanksgiving dinner and you eat turkey,
you get the itis. They call it the itis, huh? Is that a real thing? Because
it is actually a real thing in the sense.
I mean, it feels like a real thing. If you eat heavy, oh my goodness, it's like you're going to a coma.
It's true.
A food coma.
It's true. It helps you to relax, and that's what you want. So turkey and chicken. Eggs actually contain tryptophan too as well. That helps to support, your nutrients and things of that nature. You want to try nuts and seeds like almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds. Those are also great sources of tryptophan and magnesium. The other ones you want to take a look at is bananas. Now, these are magnesium-rich foods that helps to relax your muscles and reduce stress. So bananas, of course, that contains potassium, which support muscle relaxation. Okay. Dark chocolate. So I guess the women are happy about that. Now, that's in moderation, though. In moderation. So dark chocolate is actually rich in magnesium and it helps to also promote relaxation. Leafy greens, spinach and kale support the nervous system and sleep quality. So that's another good thing. You want to do, as far as natural sources of melatonin, that directly supports sleep hormones. So tart cherries and cherry juice. That's one of the best sources of melatonin, believe it or not.
Tart and cherry juice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I see your comment, the power of 3.
I see the power of 3.
I see that you going old school.
Yeah, we can't say that on the radio at all. Let's just say this. Let's just say this. Mrs. Gail Thorpe said that, you don't want to do any strenuous exercise before you go to bed because it typically will leave you up.
I think I just see what that what she said.
You saw it. I mean,
I
So
did.
for those, I'm quite sure
we can say the art of making
the
love.
art of making love
Yes,
is
can
definitely
be
uh,
very relaxing and can put you down.
yes, it can. It can, especially the male species. But that's another topic for.
I mean, they going comatose, right? But you ain't heard that from me.
So uh, where were we at? We were saying tart and cherry juice
Yes,
was
yes,
a
yes,
good
yes. So
was a
we're
good one.
talking about tart cherries and cherry juice. Now we're gonna go into grapes, which is a naturally contained melatonin, and tomatoes and peppers contain small amounts of melatonin.
Oh, I didn't know that. Tomatoes and
Hmm.
peppers.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Is it a
So
certain type of pepper or
no, just peppers
just
overall.
green, red, yellow,
Uh-huh.
any kind of
Yeah,
pepper? Okay, okay.
yeah.
All right. So
Listen,
I'm hoping that folks are taking notes out there because there are so many people who suffer from insomnia. So it's really, it's detrimental because, you got to get up in the morning and you got to be productive. But if you don't get a good night's rest, you're really going to struggle. And I know how hard it is because it's
yes,
hard
it
for
is
me to actually
definitely.
get into bed. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It is true, very true. So another thing to help the tryptophan to enter the brain is foods like oatmeal. So oatmeal contains melatonin, and it helps to relax the body. I know, like for instance, if you ever try like if you eat oatmeal like in the morning, like now,
Yeah.
and you do feel a sense of relaxation eating the oatmeal. I know for myself. I know my sister's like, oh, she doesn't like oatmeal, but I know for me, when I eat the oatmeal, maybe I feel like I'm like back to when I was a kid. Maybe I don't know which one it is, but it actually does help to relax you.
I eat oatmeal every morning for breakfast, oatmeal and blueberries. So
Oh,
I'm going to, and I'm at work when I do that. So I'm going to make sure to try and see if it makes me more relaxed. I'm trying to stay as calm as possible at work, seriously, because, stress
yeah.
related. So I didn't know that it contained melatonin, though. That is good to know.
Is this oatmeal you said?
Hmm.
Oatmeal. Mm-hmm.
You know, and I can vouch for that because and I'm a oat because I was an oatmeal person. I always had a little half a cup of oatmeal,
Mm-hmm.
but you feel full. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like comfort
Oh,
food
yeah.
where you feel like you've eaten and now you feel satisfied and you kind of
Mm-hmm.
just feel relaxed. Like,
Yeah. I
I
Yeah,
agree
could
with
see it
that.
wanting to lay down. Mm-hmm.
yeah. You do. You tend to feel relaxed when you have the oatmeal, and it just I don't know. It's like it also just has a very warming effect throughout your body as well. So it just makes you feel at home that kind of way.
Yeah.
So
Do you
oatmeal.
know they say you should have a half of oatmeal after a workout?
Yeah. It's the protein in it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. The protein in
Mm-hmm.
oatmeal.
cool.
Well, oatmeal is always a good thing for us. So that's something definitely want to try. And I love oatmeal. I think it's good.
Me
So
too.
I do too. I love
yeah,
Love
oatmeal.
it.
you
I
know,
only like one kind though.
what kind
Brown
is that?
brown sugar. I don't like any other kind.
I
Okay.
do I do Quaker oats. I do the old school one. But I put like I'll put berries or bananas in it
Hmm.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
put
and stuff
blueberry.
like that.
Do
Blueberries
you
and
you
bananas.
get the Quaker oats the whole box? I
I
don't know
was
like
yeah,
that. I know them.
yeah.
I only know how to make the instant.
No, don't tell nobody that.
I
Stop.
don't know how to make it like that. I don't.
It's easy. It's got instructions, Kitty. Yes, you can.
Do you can you guys eat the oatmeal without the berries and stuff in it, or it does you don't like it like plain?
You mean like plain?
Yeah.
My husband can, but I need to add a little something.
Okay.
I know it's probably better plain,
Yeah, probably is.
but I gotta add a little. I need a little sweet to it or something.
Well, no, actually, having adding berries to the oatmeal is not a bad thing. You know, because you're
Okay.
definitely going to
Okay.
get the benefits of the berries with the antioxidants and things. So it's not that that's a bad thing.
Yeah, I do raisins and I do blueberries. And
yeah, that's
yeah,
fine.
I love it. I love it. And sometimes I'll add a few walnuts if I'm feeling a little spicy.
Ooh, Power Up 3 said peanut butter,
Oh, I hadn't thought about peanut butter.
and that's high in protein.
Yeah,
Yes, really good in protein. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, and she's a trainer, so she would know. She
yeah.
Awesome.
would know. Yes. Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna add that.
oatmeal and peanut butter is really good.
I've never
So
tried
that's
that.
something.
I like both, so I'm gonna
Let
try
me
both.
see. I'm gonna write that oatmeal and peanut butter.
You're listening to WKRA 92.7 The Change. We are here with some helpful tips on how to get a good night's rest. Not only that, Mrs. Gail Thorpe graces us with her presence every Monday to keep us on top of our game because our health is our wealth. And we will be right back after this quick message. We thank you so much for listening and joining in. We'll be right back.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Cakes LLC takes custom to a whole new level. You are guaranteed to find a gift for that special someone or even a customized gift for yourself. So head on over to my Etsy shop, Sparkle Cakes LLC, and start your personalized order today. I'll be waiting to hear from you. Have a great day.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Middleton, life and executive leadership coach and owner of Radiate Coaching and Development, where we provide transformational, strength-based coaching and mentorship. My goal specifically is to support you in identifying your mission, your vision, and your values that help you take your power back as you are building your career. Whether it's within or outside of the corporate world, my goal is to really empower you in making decisions that work well for you. So if you want to reach out to me, by all means, you can email me at radiate@midspiration.com or check out my website at radiatecoaching.com.
www.saysomething.biz, and let's say something together.
And we are back. You're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty. I'm here with my co-host, Miss Morningstar, and our sister, the beautiful Miss Gail Thorpe. And today we're talking about sleep. And are you getting enough sleep? Are you struggling with sleeping? And Gail is blessing us with some much needed tips. So go ahead, Miss Thorpe. We left off at oatmeal and peanut butter. So we're going over some foods that we can introduce to our system to help us get a good night's rest.
Exactly. So the other thing is that we want to make sure, as far as on the avoid list too, when it comes down to food, that I wanted to mention a few moments ago, was a lot of times we do this. We have spicy and acid foods, so that will cause, of course, heartburn and discomfort. Okay. A lot of times, I know my husband, he tends to do that. He'll have something spicy, like maybe a curry chicken or something. I'm sorry, in his case, curry fish, because he doesn't eat the chicken. But he'll have that, and then he'll say, "I can't sleep." And I'm like, "Well, I can tell you why you can't sleep, because you just you just had that
Just
spicy.
ate that spicy food.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
spicy, and of course, not to mention, not only does that interrupt the sleep pattern, but it also is and can cause heartburn and discomfort. Then we have like high sugar snacks can lead to blood sugar spikes and actually causes you to crash. So you want to definitely avoid that as well, right? But you'd be surprised how many people really are not organized in their sleep patterns in mind. Like, you really do have to, allow yourself to create a system, because people do tend to have foods that they shouldn't have. They have espresso right before bed. And these are things that can cause them to really, really stay up, and not and if they have anxiety on top of that, forget it. So now they're not sleeping very well. So if we can try to really create a balance for ourselves and be mindful of these different things, then we can really have a better sleep night. Now, some of the things too you want to take a look at, we talked about a little about exercise, kind of like a little bit of a different kind of exercise earlier, is that we want to do low intensity exercises. So like, for instance, you want to do like yoga. Now that helps to reduce stress and tension. You want to try, I don't know how many of you, have you guys ever tried yoga before?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
love.
I have done yoga.
Okay.
I
And
love.
what were your thoughts on it? How did it make you feel?
Sore.
It's actually really relaxing. I remember being at a yoga studio, and it's outdoors. So I might take you there, Miss Morningstar. It's outdoors, and in the springtime, it was really nice and very calming, and I fell
Hmm.
asleep.
You know what? I was gonna sign up when I was really like deep into my workout. I was gonna sign up for a hot yoga
Yeah, I
because
don't know about yoga.
yeah, I heard it was like, but I didn't go. I chickened out. But I like yoga. I think because it involves balance, and
Yeah.
I'm clumsy. So when I
So
go to
you're
try,
working on that.
yeah, I am not vertically, I am vertically challenged. Okay. I
Well,
trip over the smallest little things, honey, and it's just not pretty. So
Yes. Yes.
I'll give it a shot again because I think it helps you, right?
it
With your
does. It
balance.
does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It
Mm-hmm.
does. I love yoga. It's very calming. It really is.
Yes.
Yoga and Pilates is it's calming, but I like it on a reformer, so that's a little more intense.
Gotcha. Yeah, I
Now,
mean, yoga definitely, of course, like I mentioned, it definitely helps to reduce the stress and the tension. You want to also do stretching. So that helps to loosen the muscles and it promotes relaxation. So you want to focus on your neck, your shoulders, your hamstrings, and your lower back. Okay,
Absolutely.
that definitely helps as well. So Tai Chi, those gentle movements improve relaxation and reduce stress. And we did it several sessions ago when we had our talks on the show here, but deep breathing exercises that helps to calm the nervous system and it slows your heart rate. So you want to try 4, 7, 8 breathing methods, right? You want to keep breathing and you want to try that. Um, so stretching and breathing and Tai Chi, anything small movements, anything to help you to meditate will cause you to. Oh, I'm sorry, you had a question?
Well, you have a question in the chat. So Melba is asking, I want to, but she has fake knees and a hip. What can she do? And I believe she can do um, hot yoga and stretching, uh, as long as it's not really impactful where you're bouncing up and down. But I would think so.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah,
think so.
so Melba, what I would suggest is that just sitting in a chair, right, and just doing you can do your breathing exercises in the chair. You can just move your arms and move like the top part of your body since your knees and your hips are bothering you. So doing just chair things, because there's actually such a thing as called chair yoga. You can go onto YouTube and there's a lot of people that have free chair yoga on YouTube, and it's really minimum movement, but it's very relaxing when you can't get down on the floor because not everybody can get down on the floor to do some of the exercise. So I definitely would recommend chair yoga.
I agree. And even if you were to do swimming, swimming is it's the perfect exercise because it's not impacting your joints. You're not bone on bone. You're not hitting your feet aren't hit your bones aren't hitting each other because you're in motion, and it's going to wear you out. I
Hmm.
have never not gone swimming and came home to the shower and went straight to bed because it knocks you out every time.
it
So
does.
I love swimming, and I give it 3 more weeks and then I can get back in the pool because that water is cold. My grandson went swimming on Friday. It was cold. He came back and said, "It's cold, Nana." I believe you. I'm not going yet.
Yeah, it ain't ready yet. It's still cooking.
Yeah, yeah. He wanted to go, and his
Exactly.
uncle took him.
Yeah, and speaking of actually swimming, Kitty, there are such things as the best morning or afternoon exercises that you can do. They're like moderate intensity. So what this does is actually help with your sleep cycle and helps to reduce stress. So like swimming, like you just mentioned, that's good on the joints. It helps to relax your muscles. Then you have like cycling. That's a good low impact option that supports your circadian rhythm. So these are some of the things that you can do. Cycling, that's a good low impact option that supports. Well, I'm sorry, I just went through the cycling and the swimming. And then you want to do, for instance, brisk walking. So like light jogging that improves your mood and your energy during the day and leading to a better sleep at night, right? So we have different level of intensities. Like we talked about earlier about doing things that's low intensity. And this is a little bit more moderate intensity for you to do best in the morning and afternoon, which helps to set the tone for what's going to happen in the evening.
Okay. Okay. I wish I could get into it even more, but our schedules are so tight that, I think the only time that I really can hop
Mm-hmm.
into the pool or really focus on exercising would be late in the evenings. And I'm glad that you're talking about low impact because I have to think about it. If I do high impact, then I'm going to be amped up. Although I have no issues with sleeping, I do want to be able to go to sleep, but I want to be able to wake up on time. That is my issue. I will go to sleep and sleep until like noon if I could, but that's not conducive to having to go to work and having a grandchild and life.
Yeah.
So of course, you know, low impact. I'm gonna take your advice on that and do some low impact versus the strength training. Just gonna have to look at my schedule and figure out when I can do my strength training.
Exactly.
Weekends.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, you want to make a priority for yourself when it comes down to your sleeping, right? So if you can just review your foods that you're eating, that can help you to sleep versus keeping you up for having indigestion. Looking at, like we talked about, low impact exercises. We can do all of these different things only if we make it a priority for ourselves. It's about self care, right? And even if you have to literally get a journal, you have a journal to write down for your anxieties and things that you want to talk to yourself about during the day or at the evening. But you also want to have a journal too to keep abreast of what you're doing when it comes down to your sleep. Like, what did you eat during that day? That's a good way for you to help to kind of narrow down also what's going to work best for you, even with the exercise. Maybe sometimes yoga, which I find will work, but maybe some people find maybe the stretching to be better, right? So we want to write those things down and we want to keep abreast of this so we can make sure that we're able to get a good night's sleep.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely correct. Keeping a food journal, like how Miss Morningstar, how she started with us with her affirmations about speaking it into existence. And I said that I'm, 145 pounds. So my food journal and my exercise journal will help me get to that 145. I think that I'm taking your advice, Gail, and I'm going to start journaling my
Mhm.
adventures because I can see 145 in my future. I'm speaking it into existence.
But
Now
you
I
know
don't know
what?
if
You
it's
look
ever
beautiful
going.
the way you are. You don't need to do
Well,
anymore.
I'm gonna start with this first 20 pounds gone, be gone.
Yeah, let's
Because
start
I
smart.
saw some pictures yesterday. I was like, that was me. Oh, let me get back to me. So
It's
yes,
all good. It's all good.
immediately.
Yes, it's all good. It's all good. Um, but go ahead. I digress because I'm thinking about me speaking things into existence because I'm determined. I'm determined because I hit 55, so a sister has to do what she has to do.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well,
Yes.
I mean, again, like I said, I mean, the goal is that you want to make yourself a priority, right? And you guys are already starting because you have goals. But like I said, when it comes down to our sleep, a lot of times we don't really we kind of take it for granted. We don't think that oh, I shouldn't eat this or I should do that. We tend to just be like, oh, I can have this, but if you really sit down and analyze, and you will notice that that will have effect on you. So you just have to be careful about it and making sure, like I said, your training as far as when you're exercising that you're going to do slow things. I think that I basically covered most of my tips on the sleep for for today or this morning. Did you guys have any other questions for me in reference to getting that good night's sleep?
Well, outside of me trying to get to bed on time, I think that, me going to sleep isn't an issue. It's me winding down and stop, because I'm always on the go. I'm gonna get off of here this morning, and go run all day until I hit the bed. So I think it's more, for me, it's more prioritizing what's important throughout the day and stop stressing. And that's just a personal goal of mine, and for the next forever, to stop stressing so much. So I just appreciate you coming and sharing your tips. God knows I need them. How about you, Miss Morningstar?
Well, I'm definitely got me a list over here. I'm gonna take some things into consideration, especially me knowing that I do struggle with sleep. And the lavender, I'm excited about that, Kitty, because I know lavender does help me. I take when I do take like warm bubble baths in the evening when I'm kind of winding down, I have Dr. Till's with the lavender, and I do put that in the water, and it does relax me where I'm able to get out bed, and get into bed and
Mm-hmm.
feel nice and warm and able to sleep, peacefully. So, I mean, I'm excited about the tips. So thank you so much, Kitty. Or so
Yeah, fun.
Bunny. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
Okay.
kitty
Bunny,
bunny, kitty
and Kitty.
bunny.
Thank you for the oil, Kitty, and Bunny. Thank you for the tips because this will definitely help. And I'm gonna share with my mother. She also struggles with sleep, so I'm gonna
Oh,
make sure I
really?
share this with her. We can maybe do team up and check on each other how our sleep journey is.
Exactly.
No.
And of course, I also want to say too before I end this is that if you find that none of these things are helping you, you want to also make sure that you consult with your doctor or a sleep
Oh,
specialist because a lot of times you can have an underlying condition like sleep apnea, for instance, which is another ball game. So you want to make sure and check into that. But these are some of the tips at least to get you started with your sleep routine, putting yourself first. But like I said again, if anything, if none of these things are working for you and you still just cannot sleep, then you definitely want to check with your doctor.
even Melba, we have a comment in the chat, and it's from Melba, and she says my sister puts it lavender on her makeup pads and puts it inside of her pillowcase, which is another good idea because if it's inside your pillowcase, you're breathing it in while you're drifting off to sleep. So that's a good way to not only get you to sleep, but to keep you to sleep.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
you
And,
know,
and they have, and there's some, there are some lavender that you can actually, they have, it comes in a spray.
Uh
That you
huh.
can
I
spray.
have that too.
Oh, good. Oh, see, she's in it. Okay.
The
Well,
Dr. Teal's spray lavender. So I'll sometimes spray our pillows. And
yes.
look, my husband, he don't have a problem sleeping, but he just like it. So
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah,
I'll be spraying my pillow. He be like, hit me up too.
it smells good though.
It
It
does smell
smells really
good.
good.
It
Yeah,
does, but it does help you relax and sleep. And I
Exactly.
actually ran out, so I got to get some more. But yes.
that sounds like a plan. That really does. I need to get some for spray some on my grandson's pillow because he'll argue with us down about going to sleep. You know how little kids.
Honey, he'll be knocked out. You hit that pillow.
Yes, but
Ooh,
I
after
refuse to give him melatonin. They have it for young children, but I've done some research on it, and I wouldn't suggest anybody give it to your children because it actually stunts their growth. Yes, their
I
growth.
didn't know that.
Yes,
Okay.
do your research on it because, you
Well,
know,
I don't have any young kids, but I do take sometimes. Like I have melatonin gummies.
no, this
Sometimes,
is for children. This
yeah,
is for
for kids. That's
children.
not safe.
It's not safe, and a lot of parents don't realize that. And we were giving it to him, and then his doctor, his doctor was prudent. She said no, find another way, so we give him his allergy medicine in the evening times, which puts him to sleep anyway. But
Yeah.
that melatonin, yes, it will knock your babies out, but it has an adverse effect. Now,
Mm.
everybody's different.
Yeah, and again, that's
So
what I'm saying. You want to make
do
sure,
your
and
research.
when it comes down to children, you definitely want to be careful with a lot of these different things, including anything like lavender. If they could have adverse reactions, so you want to make sure and check with the doctor to make sure that that's going to work for them.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Our bodies are so delicate, and especially when they're in those formative years, our babies are growing. And now that we have somebody who decides that he wanted to do away with the FDA, actually checking to make sure that we have sustainable, safe products, it is really imperative for parents to do the work. Make sure that what you're giving your kids is safe, as well as yourself. We talked about doing a patch test when it comes to your children. Maybe if you haven't introduced them to lavender, do a patch test in the inside of their elbow first, just a little bitty few drops, just to see if they have any type of adverse reaction. And if they don't, then you should be good to go. But as always, please check with your child's pediatrician before taking any advice. But be safe when it comes to your baby. Please be safe. Mrs. Thorpe,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
do have a few more minutes before we leave. I wanted to ask you a couple other questions when it comes to sleep apnea. I know that my brother suffers from that, and he's dealing with that. So do you know some of the signs that people should look at when they're deciding whether or not they need to go see a specialist?
So with sleep apnea is something that you really may not have symptoms per se. Sometimes you may get up in the evening. You may just all of a sudden get up. You may snore harder. But to be honest, you really want to see a sleep specialist that specializes in that, because what they can do is monitor you, put you on a machine to monitor you to see if you even have sleep apnea, right? So it can let
Mhm.
them know if you're actually, how many times are you losing your breath throughout the evening when you're sleeping, right? And those are things that you can't feel. You can't feel when you're actually, your heart might be even stopping for that matter. I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Yes.
So when people are snoring, is that them losing their breath?
No, no, not
No.
per se.
Okay.
But sometimes it's that if with sleep apnea, it's not so much that you may even know that you have it, because sometimes again it's something that you want to be monitored with a sleep specialist that can determine if you have sleep apnea or not. But sometimes there are some things that might can let you know something might be a little off. Like for one thing is when you are really deeply, deeply snoring sometimes
Hmm.
that can be a sign that something's going on, right? Because I
Hmm.
mean, you're gonna snore, right? But sometimes if you're snoring very deep, it could be a sign for something else happening in your body. Okay. The other thing is too is that yeah, I mean this can actually happen, and sometimes too with sleep apnea, a person could be sleeping and then all of a sudden they abruptly get up, like they don't know why, and they feel that they might be catching their breath, right? And that can happen to them as well. But again, it's not something that is going to be so many symptoms that you're going to know that that's automatically you're going to say, okay, I have sleep apnea. A lot of people don't even really know they have sleep apnea until they go to the
Wow.
doctor and find out. So, but like I said, if you find yourself get up abruptly and sometimes you can't catch your breath, or if you're really, really deeply snoring, those are sometimes signs that maybe something might be happening and you may want to check with your doctor. But it's just unfortunate that not all the time that people know they have sleep apnea and they actually have it until they actually are tested.
Okay, so it's a sleep study. They have to go in
Yes.
and go through the sleep study so that they can monitor to see when they stop breathing. I know this
Exactly.
much. It seems that I never snored before. I never snored.
Are you
But
sure?
now,
Did you check with your husband?
well, he told me that now I'm snoring. I've never snored before. He said, he snored because we went and got the mattress where we can, the elevating mattress because he snored so loud.
Mhm.
But now he's saying that I'm snoring, which I have caught myself snoring now. Don't laugh, Miss Morningstar.
It startled you,
It
didn't it? You
scared
woke up
me.
like,
Don't laugh. It scared me. Like, what was that?
oh Lord, those are the best when you pop up like, oh, was that me?
That's what I said, but I shocked myself because it's something new. And they say that as you get older, your body changes. But
Mhm.
I say that to say this. I am now snoring, and I'm thinking that I'm getting the best sleep ever because he's saying that I'm snoring, but I am sleeping so deeply now, and I love it. I actually look forward to snoring at night.
You be like, yeah, this gonna be a good one.
Yeah, she's
Tell
like
your husband,
looking forward
honey,
to that one, huh?
honey, you're gonna have to get some earplugs because this one gonna be good.
you know, I have never. I always used to look at him like, why do you have to snore so loud? But now I truly understand, and I
I don't
love the
know,
fact
because
that I snore.
I think I'll be calling them out. I don't know what's going on. And if I do, I'm sorry, Frank, but when I get into a good one asleep, I've got to
Man, that is the
appreciate it. I got to
best sleep
appreciate it because it's
ever.
hard for me to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get serious now. But I had to put that out there, and I don't care who judged
It's
it. Look,
okay because
listen,
they
and we
probably
don't
snore
judge.
too.
Yes, I mean, I'm telling folks out there in La La Land, in Radio Land, enjoy your sleep. If you
Yes.
feel like you are embarrassed about snoring, baby, don't be embarrassed. Go deep with it, because I love snoring now. I do. It's my.
I mean, and of course, again, guys, just because you're snoring doesn't mean that is signifying that you have sleep apnea, right?
Right.
But
No, I don't think I have sleep apnea at
yeah,
all.
yeah, I'm talking
Enjoy
about it's
sleep.
like a different kind of snoring. It's a very deep kind of snoring. There's a company with a dry mouth when you get up in the morning, and it's just everything's just off in that sense. And like I said, you may feel that you get up at night, like not to use the bathroom, but because you just all of a sudden get up like a quickness out of your sleep, and you may feel like you had to catch your breath. So like I said, those can be symptoms of it, but you just want to check with a sleep therapist to basically tell you exactly what's happening.
I don't need a therapist. I'm loving it. I don't need anybody. I'm loving my deep sleep. I need it. Go ahead, Miss Morningstar. You were about
Now,
to
I
say.
was going to say that is true. Like, there are symptoms that people discover when they wake up. They may feel like they had no sleep at all.
Yes.
They can wake up with maybe a headache or, some type of, like, if it's continuous, yeah, go to get a sleep study. Because I used to work in a sleep clinic and I used to, hear the stories,
Yes.
and then they have to get the machine and whatnot. But I mean, it'll help, and it doesn't have to be forever,
Yeah.
I think it can be reversed if you're overweight, you might lose a few pounds and it gets better.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's like not the end of the road, but
Maybe that's why I'm snoring now, because I picked up weight.
girl, you ain't picked up that much weight.
I don't even care.
She talks so bad about herself, and she looks.
I'm not talking bad
and
about
you should see
myself.
her, and the stomach is flat. I don't know what she's talking about.
She
I'm
looks
not talking
beautiful. I
bad
don't
about
understand.
myself. I'm just saying I love snoring now. And I'm just saying that maybe I picked up some weight and that's why I can snore as deep as I can now. I'm not the universe. Look, I'm loving.
I just think that you are tired, and that's why you're sleeping good.
Exhausted. I am exhausted.
I agree, Gail. I think she's just exhausted because she does a lot. So
she does, yeah.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. It's all worth it. So you are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. Today we have been talking about sleeping, and I love this conversation. I can't wait to go to bed tonight. I really can't. I'm looking
Shout out to
forward to it.
Melbo on her 70 pounds. That's
Oh,
amazing.
that's
Melbo.
That's
amazing.
awesome.
Amazing.
Congratulations, Melbo.
You got to tell us your secret, honey.
Yes,
What's
I
your
need
secret?
that. I need
Yeah.
that.
And we have a trainer out in the chat as well, so she needs to give us some tips as well. I love health and wealth. Health is Wealth Mondays because it sets us off on a perfect path for a wonderful week. We've got about 3-4 minutes left. I want to say thank you to the chat. Thank you guys for always showing up. We really appreciate you. You guys are our family and you continue to support us, and we appreciate every time you show up for us. Mrs. Gail Thorpe with Nutrition You Design. Once again, great show. Once again, I want to thank you for being a part of our family. And are there any last words that you'd like to say?
I just like to say, again, just be mindful of anything that's different when it comes down to your sleeping, anything that you're experiencing different. Like I said, it can also lead to other symptoms. So you want to just take a journal, write down some of the things from what you're eating, if you're any type of exercising, all of those different things. This will help you to kind of narrow down what could be affecting you and what is good for you. So if you keep that going, and remember self-love, then you will be able to sleep just fine.
Absolutely. And thank you so much. We look forward to hearing from you next Monday. And thank you. You stay safe and enjoy your St. Patty's Day.
Yes.
Enjoy your week.
I actually have my green on this morning.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, to match your eyes.
That's right. That's right. I am ready to go.
Exactly.
Right.
And Miss Morningstar, we got a little time. Would you like to yes,
nothing besides everybody have a great Monday. It was a refreshing to hear about health and wellness this morning, as it always is. So thank you, chat. Thank you, WKRA 92.7 Memphis and Mississippi. You guys have an amazing day, and we will see you tomorrow.
Absolutely. And my last words are really simple. Enjoy your day. It is a beautiful day that God has made, and He's allowed you to wake up. We've experienced so much, but we have each other. I ask that you join Our Plugs. I'm going to say that every time because we want you a part of our community. We are a community. We are a strong community, and we are here. We're here for the long haul. Thank you, WKRA 92.7, for giving us this opportunity. You guys get out, touch grass, drink water, get some sun, enjoy it. Thank you. Hey, y'all. It's DJ Kitty.
And Miss Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.